One, two, three. Yeah, it's starting.
Is it started?
Yeah.
This thing on? Testing 1, 2, 3. Take this thing on. All right, guys. Good morning or good evening. This is the Ugly Tourist here. And it's raining outside. So today I'm going to do a little talking head video with you. We've all seen it. The Filipino waiting at the airport with the long flowing black hair, the sundress, the look of nervousness on her face. Suddenly she sees him, a 60-year-old fat man, basketball jersey, cargo shorts. He drops his duffel bag. She runs slow motion to him. They hug for what seems like an eternity. You know, an eternity. They hug. Suddenly she kisses him. They hug some more. They look at each other. They hug some more. 2 weeks later, they're getting married in a Catholic church in her mother's wedding gown. He's still wearing that basketball jersey. Ate's taking selfies. They're crying. They're laughing. They're cheering. Everybody wins. But then, there's the other side of the coin. A man gives away 3 years of his life savings, or he gives away his life savings in 3 years. Enough to buy a car in the driveway, a small home, making a life, maybe adding a nursery on the home for the future baby. And she never shows up. He's at the airport alone. But he's given away all his money, so he's stuck there. He can't get back. And that's where you become an accidental expat. Let's talk about that. Okay, my director's made a few moves on the camera, so if I've changed, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go over what an LDR is. Most of you guys know it, but you won't admit it. An LDR is a long-distance relationship, and in this case, we're going to talk about Filipinas and Western men in a long-distance relationship. You've seen it, you've probably been in it, but you're not going to admit it. You get on your Facebook, you scroll through, you friend a couple people, they friend you back, or maybe you get on a Facebook group or a dating site. Yeah, a dating site, and you scroll through and you look through and find the prettiest Filipina you can, from the smallest place you can, from deep down in the province, and you strike up a conversation, and before you know it, she messages you. Hi, Po. And you message back, hi, beautiful. And there it starts. It starts with that. Just a simple message. And then you fall in love with your phone. Suddenly, there's 3,000 messages every day. What are you eating? How are you doing? What you do? And you message back. And suddenly she's saying, hi, baby. There's birds flying out there. That really messed me up. Hi, baby. Hi, Po. Every night it's the same thing. Good morning. Good night. You get off the phone first. No, you get off the phone first. It's like high school all over again, but without the emojis and without the supervision. And believe me, guys, right now you need the supervision. Okay, today I'm going to give you a little bit of experience with the most experienced. The guy that knows the most about LDRs you have ever met. The ugly tourist. Yeah, me. I know more about LDRs than everybody, even your cousin back in Toledo. Freshly brewed coffee right out of the coffee pot. Anyway, I know the most about them, so don't go to any other expert. I must have had 10 LDRs of varying degrees and varying lengths. I paid for all the scams. I did all the scams. I paid for load. I paid for Wi-Fi. I paid for phones. I paid for the latest iPhone 28. Probably for her kuya, but I paid for it. I got 2 phones for one girl. She broke one in a Carabao accident. This is no joke. And it was no joke to me. My wallet was getting thin. Like I say, I've been through 10 of them. One of them, I went as far as doing the K1 visa. Yeah, I was going to bring her over. She was going to hang out with me for 90 days and we were going to get married. Ding's sitting over there. She's not too happy right now with this story. But yeah, I went over and visited her, took pictures of her family and friends. You know, we had to make it look good. And I was sending in her allowance. You know, when I was back home in the States, I was sending her allowance. She needed it, I thought, you know. I think it's a good thing. I was going to save her. And save her I did. Well, we got down to the last part of the K1 visa process and I decided I was going to get smart. Ding's off camera. Snickering. I was going to get smart. I was going to cut off her allowance for a month and see what happened. I couldn't see what happened, guys. I couldn't see it. She was gone. She ghosted me. She blocked me. I never heard from her again. That was my LDR experience. Let me bring in an expert, another expert, from the girl's point of view, the woman. Women get scammed too. And my dingster was no exception. Come on in here, Ding. Join us. We got a seat just for you. You can just make it short. You don't have to tell the whole story. Yeah. You don't have to tell the whole story, but tell us a little bit about your LDR, honey. What am I going to say? You're just going to tell a little bit about your story. Okay, you want me to ask you? You want me to interview you? I can do that. Okay. How did you meet your LDR, Ding?
I met him through online dating.
Online dating. So she got on online dating.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what I think about it afterwards. But she got on online dating. She met this guy. And they fell in love, right?
Well, at first it was just a game for me, you know.
Just a game?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like he needed someone to talk to, and I need someone to talk to also because I was working. So I'm looking for a pastime, you know, after work.
Pastime? Let me ask you this. Okay, well, I'll ask you later. So, how long did this pastime last, honey?
It lasted 6 years.
6 months, you mean, not 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. Okay, so he came down and met you, and
He kept me.
he did what?
He kept me. He said,
He kept you.
yeah, he said, I'm gonna visit you soon. I'm gonna message you soon.
So he never came and visited you, and you waited for 6 years.
Yeah, until COVID happens, and there's so many.
Well, that's a good excuse. COVID's a good excuse.
There's so many plans that change because I cannot wait any longer.
You couldn't wait any longer?
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
before you end the story, let me get to something else. Were your parents pressuring you to have a boy, to have a man?
No, they're not pressuring you to have a boy or to have a man. It's just that I'm getting older.
So you wanted to get a man.
Yeah, and I don't have boyfriends when I was in high school because I was busy studying, even in college. No
So,
boyfriend.
and let me say this. So it's kind of an easy relationship having an LDR.
Yeah, it's easy, and I think it's, for me it's a convenient because I can do whatever I want. Like no one's gonna stop me to do whatever I want, because it's not here.
Right.
And he doesn't know what I'm doing.
So it's not. He doesn't know what you're doing. So it's not real. Did you go out with other guys when you were dating him online?
No.
No. You were totally loyal to him.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be honest on this channel. This is the Ugly Tourist channel. We're honest.
There's some guys that try to hit on me, but
You didn't want because you already had a boyfriend.
no, because I wanted to have a foreigner boyfriend.
Okay. So.
Yeah, that's.
So you stayed with him for 6 years under the hopes that he might one day show up. Now this is all real, folks. She must have had the longest LDR in the world without seeing anybody. So, in other words, you've got the two experts, right? The two experts on LDRs probably in the world.
Too expert.
Yeah, I've had 20 LDRs, given them everything, given them everything. Had all the red flags in the book, ignored them. I'm not ashamed to admit it, guys. And if you had an LDR at one point and it worked out, which they very well could, right? Because we have subscribers online that I know one that for sure is going to work out, So there's ones that work out that they hug at the airport. Would you agree?
Yeah, some of them work out, some of them.
Most of them don't work out. What are some of the red flags you think of what do you look for if you're looking at a man? What does a man, what does he want online and you don't think he's real?
Well, if he said that, oh, my video doesn't work, that's a red flag because maybe it's a scammers that you're talking to,
Yeah, but. Yeah, and I had some, they asked for money, they asked for phones, they asked for load, they asked for hospital bills. I had one girl. It could have been a guy. I video chatted her. But she asked for expenses for a funeral, honey. This is real. This is all real. And then I got online, and I had all her family on my Facebook. And the funeral guy, the guy that's dead, patay, that's Filipino for dead, he was on Facebook posting. So I paid for a funeral that wasn't really a funeral. So it took me another 2 weeks to get rid of that one because I can't get rid of girls like you can get rid of guys, But I guess you couldn't get rid of guys because you stayed with him for 6 years. So it was sort of a convenience thing, you could say you had a boyfriend and you could still study at the time. So anyway, I'm going to give some, we're going over the red flags. Another red flag is if they ask for money, if they say I love you too early, right? When I was in these relationships, I was kind of a lonely guy. I said I love you too early too. She'd say I love you on the second phone call and I say, you know what? Oh, that's easy. I love you too. I'd do it. And what are some of the things guys would ask you? Well, you only had one. So let me just, guys, they ask for nudes. Yeah. They ask for nudes. If they ask for nudes really quick, if we're talking to any Filipinas out there, if they ask for nudes really quick, that's all they want. They want naughty, right? Naughty. Ask for money, ask for nudes. Something broken, camera broken.
Yeah, my phone is not working with video calls.
Phones. Did he ever do that?
No.
No, he was pretty good about that. He was pretty good because you stayed with him for 6 years. 6 long years.
Yes, actually, he's not a scammer though.
No, he wasn't a scammer, I
He's
guess.
not a scammer.
He wasn't coming to see you.
It's just that
He wasn't coming to see you.
it's not, well, I can say that COVID hits and I get so stressed I have to go work abroad, because
You had to go work abroad?
yeah, because it's hard to get a job here, and I needed a job. I'm stressed. I'm stressing out.
Didn't he give you money?
I don't ask, because that's not how I am before. I don't really
Before.
I don't really depend myself
To the man?
Yeah, especially I never met him, so why would I ask him money? It's okay. It's
You never met him, it's right.
Yeah, it's okay to accept gifts if he wants to give me gift during special occasions.
You know what my girlfriend gave me after I gave her allowance?
Oh.
She gave me cakes, for my birthday. I had a 3-year, this is 3 years, the one I did the K1 visa for, and this is 3 years. She bought me a cake for 3 years. It said, "Happy birthday, James," and I got to watch her and her family eat it. But I thought it was special. I took her to the zoo one time. I went to the zoo and went around like this. I took her to the zoo. Is that romantic?
I think a bit, yeah.
Yeah, a bit. Did you ever get to go to the zoo in 6 years? Did you go on any trips with your significant other?
By myself?
No, not by yourself. Did he ever go on any trips and show you?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, with his family.
So it was close.
Yeah, he go out with his parents, and they go to some wine place.
Oh, they went to the vineyards.
And there's a lot of places they go, and he sent me pictures.
Oh, sent you pictures, but he didn't video.
He did. He has videos also.
And he showed you, so it was like you went.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. We don't have very many vineyards in Angeles City, so I can't take you to a vineyard.
There is one place in Clark.
Oh, now there's one place in Clark. Now we can find that. But anyway, let's talk about our live stream a little bit before we get into some more of this. Okay, our live stream is going to be on Sunday at 8 a.m. Philippines time, 8 p.m. on Saturday Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. What are we going to talk about this week?
I've got no clue.
You've got no clue. She's got no clue. We're going to talk. Uh-oh. Let's wait until this motorcycle goes by. Okay. She's got no clue, but we're going to talk about how loud it is in the Philippines. No, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that motorcycle that keeps just revving up his engine. But we're going to talk about me being a little complainer on my last video. One of our subscribers just called me out. He said, "You're being a little bitch, Jim." Well, Jim, ugly. You're being a little bitch. He goes, shape up. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about the gender reveal, which isn't going to be this week. It will be next week, I think, right? And you're going to reveal it with me not knowing and you knowing, which I think I'm going to be able to look at your face and tell. If it's a boy or a girl, you're going to be all depressed. If it's a girl,
I'm not going to say anything as long as it's healthy. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's right.
We're going to do a congenital anomaly scan.
Right.
Where we can see the appearance of the baby and to make sure that he's or her healthy.
Yeah. We're going to make sure, can you see the skin color? If one side's brown, one side's white, just right down the middle.
And we will know if it's a boy or a girl.
You will know. I'm not going to find out. I'm going to find out with you guys. Right? And I'll tell you what. If you hadn't ever had an LDR, ever in your life, and admit it. You guys need to admit it. Tell me the good stories and the bad stories, what to look out for. Tell me in the comment section. Tell her. We read every message. We're a small channel. We read every message. We're not scared. And don't be afraid to admit it. We're all friends here, right? Don't be afraid to admit that you gave money, because there's someone out there in the 5,000 subscribers that gave some money, because I know I did. And her boyfriend didn't give any money and waited 6 years, you know. So tell both sides of the story, both sides of the coin, you know. You don't have to say you asked for nudes or anything, because we won't get into that. Maybe a little. I'll get into that tonight.
Maybe you did.
I might have.
No, before you did.
Let's talk about, okay, we talked about the red flags, right, of an LDR relationship. What do you think we ought to do if we find ourselves falling in love with our Samsung 22? You know, if we find ourselves falling in love with our phone.
I don't know about it because I don't have Samsung Ultra 22.
Okay. Maybe you should talk to somebody. Maybe you should talk to someone who's been through it, you know, who, maybe you should talk to someone that's been scammed before to look, you know, so you can see the red flags. Or maybe you should just watch this video over and over and over, because I've been scammed more than
You ever know?
more than the U.S. government. I've been scammed. I'm telling you. You want to stay for story time? Okay, guys. I also got a little story to tell you. I was at Tequila Reef, right? I was at Tequila Reef hanging out, drinking a beer without my lovely Ding. You know, she was back home doing the housework, doing laundry, cooking and cleaning.
Leave me alone in the house.
Yeah, and well, I'm just drinking beer, relaxing. And some guy bellies up to the bar next to me, you know, he goes, "Hey, you want to hear a story?" I said, "Why not?" You know, he goes, "You're the ugly tourist, right?" He goes, "Maybe you could say this on your live stream or on your videos." And I said, "Okay, well, we'll give it a shot. It's probably not any good, but anyway," he starts telling me a story. He's a forklift operator from Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is the truth. This is the truth. Let me take a sip of my coffee before I do anything else. Hold on.
That's empty.
Yeah, it's special effects. How about that for acting? I got no coffee and left. Anyway, he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's works hard. He drives a forklift for a lumber company. I won't mention the name, Lowe's. And he drives around, tooling around every day from 8 to 5, loads up the trucks. And he's lonely. His wife had passed away. He lives with his son, Carl Jr., so his name's Carl. And Carl Jr. is kind of a troublemaker, you know. He's good with computers, and he might have forged a couple checks. He might have done some online phishing scams. Dad might have bailed him out a couple times, you know. So, but he's in the Philippines now. He can't bail him out anymore. Anyway, Carl's lonely. So he starts up an LDR. His son, you know, notices he's lonely, so he helps him fill out a dating site application, you know. They pay the fee. And no sooner they pay the fee, they start looking through both of them start looking through. And they start trying to pick good candidates for his next wife, you know? Because it's that easy, you just pick up a wife. Anyway, Carl Jr. picks out this gorgeous one. And Carl liked it. Carl, you know, he's a 56-year-old man, 25-year-old woman, long black hair, you know, beautiful. She has about 10 pictures, you know. Carl Jr. picks it out. Bing. Carl Jr. picks it out for his dad and says, "Hey, Dad, here's your one." His dad says, "Yeah." So they start talking on the phone. And no sooner do they start talking on the phone than they start talking on the phone every night. Video chatting. She video chats with Carl Jr. too to find out what Carl likes, you know. He starts video chatting with the family, with the cats, the dogs, the roosters. Before you know it, he took his vacation from Lowe's and went to the Philippines. 3-day vacation, you know. They do like I did. They take pictures of the family. They take pictures of the beaches in Boracay. They take pictures together. Before you know it, they're planning to get married. He comes back home, starts filling out the paperwork, just like I did. And he brings her home. He brings her home. He gets the whole paperwork process done, and he brings her home. Well, Carl and Carl Jr. love having the girl around. They love having her around. She cooks, she cleans. She loves Carl. She loves Carl. He's off to work on that forklift, driving. He's got purpose now. He drives around. She's home with Carl. Carl's teaching her English. She's teaching him a little. Carl's Jr. She home with Carl Jr. teaching him Tagalog. She's teaching him English. Well, one way or the other. You guys get what I mean. They're teaching each other languages. Carl comes home, dinner's made, you know. So soon they're going to get married. They discuss it. They think a prenuptial is out of the question. They're not going to do a prenuptial. Oh my gosh. You know, they love each other. Carl Jr. tells his dad, maybe you ought to get a prenuptial just in case. You know, you don't want to lose half all your stuff. You know, he owned a house. He had a little money. His parents passed away. They gave him the house. You know, he had a little truck he liked. Anyway, Carl decided no. So they fill out all the paperwork to get married and all that. What do you think about this story so far?
I think the story will have a sad ending.
A sad ending. It might have a sad ending. You're right, Ding. Good thinking. Anyway, they get married. One day, Carl comes home from work. It's quiet in the house. You know? Very quiet. He goes up to his bedroom. No one's there. He knocks on Carl's Jr. door. Carl opens up the door half dressed. And he's with the señorita. He's with the woman.
Oh my God.
Yep, and they're married now, you know. They were married. So that was about 3 months later. Anyway, so they get in a big old fight. He tells them both to get out, you know. So he goes to work the next day. Everything's cleaned out of his house. Everything's cleaned out. Nothing's left. You know? And soon, before he knew it, there's a person knocking on his door. A realtor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a realtor, honey. They had sold the house. The girl took everything. Took everything. The girl and Carl Jr. took everything. Every single thing in the house. Yeah. So, Carl had nothing. He had nothing. Well, to even take the story a little bit farther, Carl Jr., she went off to take care of some business in the Philippines. Carl Jr. got left alone too. It was a double cross, a double cross. She took all the money and went home. That's a true story. Well, as it was told to me by Carl. Carl ended up in the Philippines because he wanted to find another wife, but he wasn't the same after that. What do you think about that story? I need to tell it better. Yeah, but she got away with everything.
Yeah, but karma will hit you hard if you do that.
Yeah, karma will hit her hard. So, I'm going to tell you, all LDRs don't end up good. All LDRs don't end up bad. You can have a story like the first one, like the one at the airport, like the one that goes viral. But you can also have one like Carl. And Carl's Jr. But anyway, I guess Carl Jr. was scamming behind the back, you know. He picked the person, you know. So maybe he knew her before, but I never knew that because Carl didn't know that. He didn't know if he knew her before. But he never heard from either one of them again. He didn't hear from his son again, and he didn't hear from the ex-wife, who shall remain nameless in case she's watching this. So that's my story. It's true as far as you know.
That's our story.
That's our story and our LDR stories. All right, guys, we're going to sign off with that pretty picture. Ugly Tourist.
Dinner.
Signing off.
Signing off.
Stay ugly, my friends.
Stay pangit like me.